It's Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 and home for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Of course, you know it's your 4B High Radio Shouted. Stepping in the building, I got a beautiful young lady in this thing that got bangers on top of bangers. New album on the way and all that good stuff. Dreezy, what's good with it, sis?
What's good?
Feeling good, feeling great. I mean, let's get straight to it, though, man. I mean, when you hit him with that body, things went crazy off top.
Yeah,
What was it like getting with that boy Jeremih putting that thing together?
That wasn't our first time working, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just always good working with him and just seeing him in the process, because it's like, dang, like he a pro at it.
Yeah.
Like, he good at what he do, so he gonna come through every time.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel when that thing hit the radio and just kind of took over everything for a second there? Still bumping.
Man, it started off slow,
Uh-huh.
but it definitely went crazy. Around that time, like, man, I was going through a lot of stuff, so I ain't even get to even, like, see the whole success of it until now. Like, now I'm like, dang, like, that record went crazy, like, it's charting.
I mean, what was you going through during that time for you not to be able to enjoy a record going crazy like that?
My friend passed.
Oh.
I think they dropped it like the day she passed or after, the day after.
Oh, my God. How did you deal with that, though? Because I know that was a little bittersweet for you at that time.
It was just hard. I had to get through it. I still, you know, it's still hard, but we was moving so much, I just had to put that energy into my work.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of that work, though, I mean, you got a full project about to drop, though, man.
Yeah.
How you feel about it? Talk to me about it. What's the name? What's some of the songs on there we need to be looking for, though?
Man, my favorite records probably be between, Body, of course.
Yeah.
Close to You, of course.
Yeah.
Even though it's already out, that's one of my favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
It's a song called Wasted on there. I think gonna go crazy.
Okay.
Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite songs. Like, I like the whole album, you know.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, you got Goo Wop on that thing, though, man. I
Yeah,
mean, you in the A-Town. You got to speak on that right
You
there.
already
man.
know, me and Gucci just shot the video last week out here.
Talk to me about that, man.
Yeah, we shot it at Icebox, the jewelry
The
store,
jewelry place,
Icebox. Yeah, we just, I was just running around the city. I had my girls out here with me.
Yeah.
And we was cool, and Gucci cool as hell, so
Yeah.
it was fun.
I mean, how is it for you, though, being a youngster in the game, growing up in this thing and being able to maneuver and travel and see the world at the same time and just sing your song?
Man, it's a lot of work. Like, it's
Yeah.
fun. Of course, I'm getting to travel and stuff, but we still at the beginning stage, so we really like putting in that work. We not getting no sleep, so
Yeah.
I'm waiting on the time where I could just have my money and just chill for a little bit, but it ain't happening no time soon. Like, we grinding.
Already. I mean, speaking of the grind, putting that album together, though, what was it like putting that thing together? Did you know what your concepts was going to be? Or, I mean, what was the inspiration behind most of that music?
Nah, a lot of the music, I feel like this album was a big experiment for me. Because it was my first time being signed to a label, so it was like, I'm from Chicago. Like, the sound that we had the whole drill movement going
Yeah.
on. I came up off that wave. Then when I started, like, getting more into, like, just the real music, like, just into my craft and stuff, I started working with this producer named D. Brooks in Chicago. He was, like, real versatile. So it sounded like I had a whole bunch of different sounds, but I was only working with one producer. So when
Yeah.
I got signed and they started introducing me to people like 808 Mafia, Metro Boomin, Terrence Martin, Jay Hill, like, my music just went a whole nother way. So it's just a lot of new experimental stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I ain't know how it was going to come out. We just did it.
Coming out of Chicago, though, man, I mean, what is that like for you being able to put that shit on your back and represented as a female artist doing her thing, though?
Man, I love my city. Like, it made me who I am. Like, I wouldn't be grinding so hard if I ain't come from Chicago. Like, I got something to work for. I got family that I got to go back and get out of there. So it's like, I feel like I'm putting on for my city, and I'm setting an example for the people that feel like they can't do nothing,
Exactly.
Because a lot of people feel like that. They feel like you can't make it out of Chicago. So
I mean, what is it like up there in Chicago? Because, right now we got a lot of protests going on. People are pissed. And, I mean, we talking about Black Lives Mattering. And, there's a lot of folks dying up there in Chicago as we speak. So how is that for you growing up in that and being from that environment? How would you explain Chicago to other folks that don't really understand what's going on up there?
I just feel like you just learn life at an early age. Like our parents is different. Even though our parents is probably a little more strict. Well, nowadays parents really ain't strict like they used to. Like, a lot of kids just out here on their own, or they feel like they out here on their own. So you grow up, you lose people, it's fights. You know, you go through the struggle. Your parents not having money, stuff like that. Like you lose people at a young age. Like it's young. Like you don't get to. You blessed if you get to live your full. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, it's Chicago. Everything you said it was, but you know, I moved out. I live in LA now.
Yeah.
I just really want to get my family out and put an example for everybody else out there.
How was that transition for you though, coming from Chicago and finding yourself in LA? Yeah.
It was low key hard cause LA is like night and day to Chicago. Like literally, I just had to switch up my whole lifestyle. I feel like it worked out for the better for me though, cause I was like by myself a lot. I was real isolated, so I had to really focus on me and my work. So it made me work harder. And then it's like when I go back home now, like a lot of people don't be on shit. I mean, a lot of people don't be on nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll go back, they still on the same porch, drinking the same bottle. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool to go cool it with them, but after a couple of days, I got to move around. I can't get caught up in that.
Exactly. Learning the industry and navigating your way through this thing. I mean, how has that been for you?
I mean, I'm still doing it. I'm just moving organically. Like I want to meet everybody. Like I don't want the label to just be throwing people on my songs. I don't want them to just be like, yeah, this Dreezy hit the stage. Like, nah, I pull up on people. Like I'm in Atlanta. I done already pulled up on half y'all rappers out here. And we working too. Like I'm not just, you know, BSing or just playing around. Like I'm trying to meet people and just, you know, just make relationships. That way, if anything happened to me in my career or whatever happened, I still got those people. Like I can hit their line.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
I mean, what are some of your favorite artists to work with though now?
I like working with Jeremih.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like working, period. Like, it'd be a competition thing for me. Like, I just be want to go hard on the verse. I like working with 21, too.
Yeah, 21.
I just finished working with Lucci. He cool as hell.
That's the fam.
So, yeah, like, I don't know. And then some of the stuff, you know, we sent the tracks over.
Yeah.
And they sent it back, and we met up for the videos and stuff, you know. So, it just depends on how it play out.
I mean, how are you dealing with this rock star life, though, now? Because I know when you going out here in these streets, they're like, Dreezy, I love your song. I love you, Dreezy. Where you been all my life? How you dealing with that stuff now?
It ain't got too crazy, you know, out of state. In Chicago, it could be, it ain't bad, you know what I'm saying? But I just take it in, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather people be talking than not talking. Like, I love my fans. I appreciate my fans. Like, say something. Let me know you listening to something, you know?
Yeah. Creative process behind the music. I mean, when you dropping the album, man, there's no hard feelings. I mean, when you coming up with this music, are you in the car with it? I mean, are you in the house, sofa, kicking it, backyard, on the patio? Where you creating this music at?
We made a lot of that music on this album from scratch.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of my old music, it used to be just me writing. Like, it used to be poems. I was a writer before I was a rapper, before I was a singer. I just used to write.
Yeah.
So that's why it was kind of easy for me when I started rapping, because it's like rapping the same thing as being a poet. Like, it's the same exact thing. So, like, on my Schizo, my last mixtape, a lot of those songs was literally poems. And my producer that I was working with so much, he just knew how to build the beat around it and make it sound how I wanted it to sound. But with this stuff, we just did it backwards. Like, a lot of times I just go in and do my melodies first to whatever beat they making. Like, they'll be making it from scratch. And then I go put my words to it afterwards. So I'm just trying different stuff. Like, for this next project, I'm just finna just talk about everything I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, whatever I feel at the moment, like, it's gonna be different every time.
I mean, what are some of the things that you go through, though, as a female in this game, you know, trying to aspire to be one of the greatest to do it?
Man, everything. Like, you got to deal, like, I feel like I'm trying to turn myself to a boss. You know what come with making a boss? You got people that don't believe you deserve that position. You got people that's talking behind your back. You competing with other people. Like, it's a lot going on top of your personal life. I got a personal life.
Yeah.
And that way heavier than my career life sometimes. So it's just balancing it all out and just staying on my P's and Q's and going hard.
What advice do you got for the next female that's trying to do what you done did?
Man, be yourself. Set an example. You know, raise the bar. Don't be lazy. And Yeah, and don't beef. Like ain't no compete, but it's always what I'm saying. You should be able to shake hands at the end of it. Like it ain't no beefing type thing. This ain't no beefing business to me.
Already.
Yeah.
I mean, anything else you want to get off your chest, sis?
July 15th, No Hard Feelings. Pre-order the album now, exclusively on iTunes. Yes.
I can definitely dig it. But Dreezy, appreciate you coming through this thing. Wish you nothing but the best and much success.
Thank you.
Be High Radio Shout. It's Hot 107.9, man. Let's go.